Hi, and a very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Columbus Sports Corner down here at Bachetto's at 4th and Washington.
That's Bachetto's Smiling Teeth.
Bachetto's Smiling Teeth, yes, because when you have Bachetto's, you will be smiling.
I have to apologize for last week, our maiden voyage. He was saying smiling teeth. There's no smiling teeth around here. Well, they are in the menus, and it was my fault, so I was corrected by the owner. So
That's all good. Polly's good to us. Glad you're joining us here tonight. My name is Ted Rutan, and our producer here is Dean ONeal. We are here to talk about Columbus North High School sports, the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, let's give the Bulldogs a big hand. Come on, guys.
Yay,
let's
Bulldogs.
Go. Yes. Got quite a crowd tonight.
I grew up as a Columbus Bulldog fan, and I am still a Columbus North Bulldog fan. I was a Columbus East Olympian. Don't hold that against me.
They won't. Hey, let me tell you something. Ted Rutan was part of the only team to go to the Final Four, right? Only
yes.
Basketball team to go to the Final Four, Columbus East, back in 1904. And it was 1976, right?
77.
77, my bad. So hey, we're all friends here and everything.
And I did play tennis there, too.
And you played tennis there, too. Semi-state, right?
Yes.
He went to the semi-state, guys. This guy here went to the semi-state, so believe it or not, he did. So, all right.
Yeah. Hey, really, we want to touch on a lot of the Columbus North sports right now to start things off. Football team is now 4-4. They had a tough loss last week in a tight ball game. They have senior night coming up this Friday night as they host Terre Haute South, looking for a winning record and a second place finish in Conference Indiana. The girls volleyball team, they have their sectional coming up this week. Also, the girls soccer team was defeated by Center Grove in the sectional last week, 3-1. The girls soccer team had a great season. They were ranked 14th, I believe. They were 12-2 going into the sectional and had a tough match. Center Grove ranked in the top 10, defeated them 3-1. The boys were defeated by Floyd Central in the sectional 1-0. Now, on to some other programs that are having great success.
Right.
We will be joined tonight by some of the members of the cross-country team.
Right down
Congratulations,
there.
sectional champions.
Good job, guys. Give yourself a big
sectional
round of applause.
champions.
Sectional champs. Good job, boys.
And we'll have their head coach, Danny Fisher, here to talk in a few moments after we take our first break.
Right. And before I go any further, we did have some communication problems with the girls, so if we don't get the girls coach and the girls down here tonight, we'll get them to next week. No big deal. After they've won,
they'll still be running because both of these teams are going to do well in the regionals on their home course. Nice to see that this year. Also, we have the boys tennis team. Congratulations, semi-state champs, guys!
Good job, boys, gentlemen. Good job.
They will
done.
They will have their first match Friday at noon, I believe, at Carmel versus Westview. So we'll get a chance to preview that when we come back. We'll take a short break, and we'll come back, and we'll also touch on the girls' golf team who finished 8th in the state championships. Welcome back to Bachetto's, downtown Columbus. Glad you're joining us here for the Columbus Sports Corner as we celebrate Columbus North athletics. And right now we are joined by the North Cross Country head coach, Danny Fisher. Danny, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome. Good year, right?
Yeah, so far. I mean, we train all year and practice all year for these next couple of weeks. You know, the weeks of October are big for us with sectional and regional, semi-state and state, obviously. But yeah, so far so good.
You've got a conference championship in the pocket, and that was run at Laverne.
Right.
In Terre Haute, which is where the state finals will be.
Correct.
You've also had some other big meets. I know you had one there in Terre Haute a couple of weeks ago. Tell us about that invitational that they put together.
Yeah, it's the Nike Twilight invite. It had, I think, 6 or 7 of the top 10 teams in the state on the boys' side, some out-of-state teams from Illinois, 4 other states, 5 states total. But it's just another experience to run at night. I think our boys started off at 9 p.m. Girls were 8:15, so it was under the darkness of the night with some lights maybe every 200 meters or so. But it's a good experience to race some of the better teams in the Midwest, which is, some of our goals down the road are to compete at the Nike regionals and be competitive with some of the better teams in the Midwest.
Well, you had a great showing in that invitational. Then, of course, that led up to last week's sectional over in Brown County. Now, your team is rather strong, and you didn't run all of your runners in that sectional. Tell us about that strategy a little bit.
Yeah, we sat down and talked about it over the summer about a plan A and a plan B. And we set 6 of our top 7 out just because we knew we could win with them, or with our, like you said, we're very strong. We could win with our 8 through 14 as well. We thought the best move was to take those guys over in the park and do a workout before the race. So they come back and be great teammates with the kids that did run, but it also gives those guys we had 4 freshmen that did run. Those guys got great experience running in a big-time meet, sectionals, and then on a course that's really fast and primed to run some fast times on, which is always about, October is always about building confidence for the kids. Training's one thing, and that'll do its job, but if you can get the guys to believe in what they're doing and reeling off fast times late in the year, then that's, you're doing a good job as a coach.
So let's just act like I don't nothing about cross country. I really don't. But that takes that says a lot to your underclassmen and your freshmen and everything, that you've picked them to do the sectionals, because once it happens, it happens, right? You just can't move them in and out, right? I mean, once you pick them for that, that's it, right?
Correct. Yeah, we get a roster of 18 boys the week before that we have to submit, and then you can run any of the 7 of the 18 in the race. But I had faith in them that they could come through, and that's the whole point of sports, is to persevere and face some adversity, and they stood up to the challenge.
Good deal.
Now this week, the regional, so the competition steps up a little bit, but also the first, I believe it is, am I correct in saying this is the first time the regional will be held at Saraland?
Correct.
So that's going to be a new experience, and obviously your boys are experienced running there on their home, here at Saraland. Right.
Yeah. I mean, and most of them set PRs. I mean, we hosted our classic there earlier this year, the week before Labor Day. 33 out of 34 boys ran their fastest time ever on that course. So that's a huge confidence builder for us, and hopefully they're looking forward just as much as I am to going back to there, running some cooler weather and again running some more fast times. But we're excited to host 2 great sectionals, and it's a privilege to be able to do that.
Also, then, not to look too far down the road, but we probably won't have you back here next week. But then you will have a chance to go back to Brown County for the semi-state, a course that you're obviously familiar with.
Yeah, before this year, we went over to the Eagle Classic at Brown County the weekend after our invite, and then we would run sectional, regional, semi-state at Brown County, so 3 straight weeks on that course. So it's our home away from home, so to speak. But we're looking forward to going there as long as we qualify out of regionals. Like you said, we don't want to look ahead. But we're looking forward to racing the Bloomington schools again and the Terre Haute schools, and I have a lot of respect for all those programs and their coaches. So it's always fun to race the best of the best and see where we stack up.
Coach, what do you do let's talk about training for a second, in the off season, and when are you allowed to start training and start running, and simple things like, how many miles do you guys? I mean, I see the boys pass my house every day, man. They all, every day, and then they're all over this town. How many miles a day do you guys log?
It depends on the individual. We level it a couple different, 4 or 5 different levels. Our biggest level has boys running 70 miles a week. Right now on our team, we have a couple boys, 3 or 4 boys at level B, which would be 60 miles a week, typically running 7 days a week. And then most of them are at C and D, which would be 50 and 40 miles. Some are in the 30s. But we like to keep them injury-free, so we kind of progress and guide them week by week.
Right, and in the heat, in the extreme heat and all that, let's just say that there's a protocol that you have to run, that you have to go by before those guys run through any kind of heat and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we just ask them to hydrate, prepare. We try to live the lifestyle of a runner.
Right.
So we ask them to be prepared, but we don't make any exceptions. We still go outside and run in the heat. It's just, we consider it poor man's altitude training. So, once the cool kicks off in the fall, we know that we're fit and we're ready to run some fast times when the fall weather gets here.
Danny, now as you're getting to the regional and then hopefully the semi-state and the state, that's still 2 more weeks. That's still 2.5 weeks of meets. Are you tapering down? Are you how does that change your training as you head to the most important meets of the season?
We don't taper too much. I mean, we've been on tired legs pretty much all throughout the season. We'll start to back off a little bit after regionals. Really, anything within the last 10 days before state meet, we try to. But it's just a mix of making sure the boys feel confident that they're doing enough training, but also, quietly backing them off enough to where they're rested, but they don't really think they're losing fitness. Like I said, it's more about making them confident and fit from the neck up than it is from the neck down for me.
You've also come to this Columbus North cross country program, which has a tremendous amount of success over the years. Filling some big shoes coming in here.
Yeah, very big shoes. I mean, I came out of college and wanted to get into coaching, so I came to Columbus North to help out Rick Weinheimer, which is a huge mentor of mine. I went to his Pavo camps and, just followed him and the success he's had here. Obviously, performance-wise, but also with his logbook sessions and his leadership skills that he's taught many of the kids before I came along. That's where I really wanted to learn and try to, I try to pass that along as well. And, I don't have 38 years experience of doing it, but I'm learning year by year and day by day to get a little bit better at that. And it's great to still be able to see him, and he was out the sectionals with us, but it was great to see him and catch up with them and still communicate with them.
Now, do you have yearly tryouts, and what's your roster sizes, and does everybody make it, or do you have to wean them out? How does that work?
Yeah, we have high standards, basically in character stuff, like a lot of programs do. But we don't make any cuts. If you're willing to commit to the team and work hard, then that's my job to make you a better runner.
What really made cross country popular? I mean, was it movies and movies like McFarland, and when that came out, did that help the cross country culture out, or has it just been popular?
I think so. I think success breeds that as well.
Right.
We're a successful program, like we've mentioned. I think kids like to be a part of something special too, and I think that's something we have going on. But yeah, movies like McFarland, I think the marathon boom in the country over the past 10 or 20 years has helped that. A lot of parents are running, so it's just kind of a lifestyle. Back in my day, it was movies about Steve Prefontaine,
right?
And those things. So
my favorite runner.
Yes, those movies are still huge.
Oh,
These
yeah.
kids still, that's their favorite runner and their idol in terms of running.
That's
so.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, do the kids get into like the mini marathons and things like that on the off season or whenever they can?
We do. Yeah, I encourage them to get out and run some road 5Ks and some miles. And the majority of them, it gets bigger each year. But the week after the state meet, we'll go up to run the monumental half marathon up in Indy.
Right.
A lot of them will do that, and then they'll move along from there. But yeah, we'll keep training as soon as state's over with.
Speaking of marathons, how about what happened over the weekend?
Yeah.
Under 2 hours. How in the heck? I mean, did you think that was
insane.
actually possible?
I didn't until 2 years ago when he tried it the first time and he came within 25 seconds.
Right.
So I knew, that's just minor changes, and on a great day he could do that. But yeah, I mean, I got up at 1:30 Saturday morning to watch that because that's same level as breaking 4 minutes in the mile back in '54 or whenever it was.
It's
Wow.
insane, man. It's just,
That's
insane.
I mean, what is that? 4:35 a mile for 26 miles in a row.
I've done the math. Someone did the math for me, but it's 4:33
4:33
a mile. So
yeah,
that's good math. But yeah, and also the women's world record was broken in Chicago on Sunday. So both of them were.
a great year for running and a great year for the Columbus North boys cross country team. Coach Danny Fisher, best of luck to you in the regional and semi-state and state.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with a couple of your runners here in a few minutes.
Right.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Columbus Sports Corner. Glad you're joining us downtown here at the corner of 4th and Washington. Machetos, Smiling Teeth, Pizza.
We're all smiling.
Pizza and pasta. Hey, we got some specials tonight. Hopefully everybody's happy with what they're having for dinner tonight. Again, I'm Ted Rutan, joined by Dean ONeal, our executive producer. And
Gentlemen.
up now we have a couple of runners, a couple of juniors for the Columbus North Cross Country Bulldogs, Colin Pruitt and Austin Polkowski. Guys, thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us so much.
All right, so let me start with you, Colin. what has been your favorite moment so far this year in all of the meets you've had?
For this season, I'm going to say the Columbus North Classic has been my favorite experience. Our whole varsity ran as a pack that whole race. It wasn't planned, but we had a great race, and pack running worked out really well, and we ended up winning in a tiebreaker against Noblesville.
Now, is that something you guys do every once in a while where it is a commitment to that strategy before a meet?
Sometimes, yeah. You can start.
Could you ask the question again?
Yeah, that's all right. Is running in a pack, is that something that is a strategy you guys use sometimes where it's like, hey, we're all going to run together for the first amount of time?
Well, in cross country, it's best to run as a group because if you run as a group, your teammates can push you and make you go faster. That's why we did it at the Columbus North Classic meet. And like Con, I'd say that was my favorite meet so far this season. Not just because the varsity team did well, but so did everyone else. We all PR'd, which shows how hard we worked to get to where we are.
So the Nike Twilight race, we had a strategy to all go together, and it didn't work as well as we planned in that race. But, it depends on the race and the individuals and teams that were racing.
How many runners were at that Nike Invitational? That's got to be a different thing when you have that many.
Yeah, there were 40 or 50 teams. It was a big race. You were passing people, and people were passing you the whole race, and we try to be at the front, but you just got to do what you got to do.
So, Austin, how is it when you get in toward the end of one of those races when you've got somebody that you're right with from another team? I mean, any physical contact, any elbowing?
Well, there is a lot of physical contact when you try to pass people when you're running. And I remember during the last meet at Terre Haute, I tried pushing a guy so I could get past him.
Did he push you back?
Not really, although I did get pushed by other people.
All right, just for the record, I'm a big Austin fan right now. I mean, he's just, he just gives it his all. You can tell. Yeah, Coach, you got to stop this guy, don't you? You have to stop this guy.
I've gotten some big shoving matches at New Haven Invitational this year, and definitely at the beginning of the race, but it gets fun.
Does that depend on what course you're running? Because somebody may have some more narrow areas where you've got to have some contact going through.
Yeah, the New Haven, you're 400 meters into the race, and then there's a really tight turn, and you got 200 guys around you trying to get through this little gap, and you got to get a little physical sometimes, but yeah.
So I have a question, Austin or Colin, either one. When you're going into a meet, do you know what runners from the opposing teams that you have to watch out for? Do you know who you're looking for?
Well, Mr. Fisher is usually the one who decides that. He looks at other teams and knows what our competition is. So when he tells us that, we know who we have to look out for.
Gotcha. Good deal. What? Let's talk about your future. Colleges. You got colleges you want to attend?
I don't exactly know where I want to go to college. The one I'm considering the most is Purdue Fort Wayne. And I have grandparents who live in Fort Wayne, but the main reason I want to go there is to become a detective or forensic scientist. But I do plan to run cross country and track when I get there. And when I get out of college, I want to run marathons.
Nice. Very good. What about you, Colin?
I also am not sure quite what I want to do yet, but I am looking into Western Kentucky University. I have family down there in Bowling Green, and I would love to run cross country and track there.
Okay, here's a question that I've always wondered. How many different shoes do you guys have? Do you have 5 pair of shoes that you run in the course of a season, and depending on the weather or the course?
Well, for me, I just use the same pair of shoes until the bottoms are worn out so bad that they don't really grip up the ground anymore.
I switch out shoes every 3 or 4 months. We have guys on our team who are constantly getting new pairs of running shoes and staying up to date with the Nike Zoom Flyers or whatever.
I'm sure that Austin has like tape over his shoes, and he gets that last one run out of that shoe, right?
Well, I don't have any tape on my shoes, but the thing is the reason I do switch my shoes so much is because my mom makes me. If she didn't, I'd probably be using the same pair of shoes I've had since the 8th grade.
Then you would have to have some tape on the end of them because you would have outgrown them.
Austin has a lot of experience racing without shoes.
Let's hear about this.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
now we're talking.
Yeah,
Let's hear about this, Austin.
This started in my freshman year. It was a meet against East. I was running the mile, and there were nothing but North guys in there, which was kind of funny. But anyway, I'd say about 11/16 into the final lap, my shoe came off, and I just decided to run there. When I got to the finish line, I could hear my mom yell, "Where's his shoe?" and then when I walked back to pick up my shoe. And then the next time was at a cross-country meet. I believe it was regionals. I'm running, and my shoe comes off again. And so I ran like half of that race without my shoe on, and when I looked at the bottom of my sock, it was covered in mud. And then it happened again, and when track started again, it was an indoor meet. I was running the mile. I got second place in the mile. But anyway, I'd say about halfway through, my shoe came off. And I think around the final lap, my mom says, "Come on, Austin, you can do it. One shoe or not, you can do it." And when I saw my mom again, and I was walking with Coach Fisher, and she says, "Do we need new shoes?" And anyway, we didn't actually get new shoes, but we did replace the laces.
All right.
That way they wouldn't become untied.
All right. Welcome to the Austin Show, everybody. He'll be
like
here next week and the week after.
Just like shoeless Joe Jackson, we now have shoeless
Austin.
Austin Polkowski. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us. Best of luck this week, and best of luck the rest of the cross-country season. All right, that is Colin Pruitt and Austin Polkowski. We'll be back in a minute with a couple of more members of the Columbus North cross-country team. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Columbus Sports Corner. Hey, I'm Ted Rutan, and right now we are joined by junior Jackson Davis and freshman Kellen Hoddle. Guys, congratulations on your win in the sectional. What do you got coming up this week? What are you thinking?
Well, this Saturday we got regionals at Saraland. Looking to be a good race, good competition there. It's good to be back on our home course. Looking forward to it.
Now, Coach mentioned that some of the guys had PRs there at Saraland. Is your personal record there at Saraland?
Yeah.
Your best time?
Yeah, I set my PR there at our classic.
Kellen, how about you?
I did set my PR there, and then next weekend we had Eagle Classic. That was an even faster of a race, nice course, and I set another PR there. I was happy.
We talked about this while we were between segments. What do you guys eat before you race? Is there some special thing that you, special diet that you're trying to follow when you're getting ready to run a big meet?
Obviously, food is a huge part of running, and it's a part of the running lifestyle. Before a meet, we don't load up on pasta because we're only running a 5K. It's not
right.
like it's not like we're.
It's not like you're running the marathon or the half marathon.
Yeah, we're not trying to do anything crazy like that. But what I eat in the morning is just a bagel with peanut butter and a banana, just something light, not too much, not too heavy.
So are you superstitious? Do you, like, if you had your best time, are you going to make sure you eat the same thing the next time?
Yes.
All right. Good. How about you, Kellen?
My preparation, it begins that Friday, so I always eat stuff that's like healthy for me. It can help me out. That morning, I always eat a bagel with a ton of peanut butter, no milk, just always a glass of water with me.
This summer, when you were logging a lot of miles, obviously, over the summer to get ready for this season. The weather was pretty damn hot. What did you do then? Just always try to stay hydrated? Do you water, or do you have sports drinks like Powerades, Gatorades, that kind of thing?
I would drink mainly water. That's the most important thing. When it is hotter, you do want to make sure you're getting hydrated. It is possible to overhydrate though, so you don't want to do that, because then you're gonna have a bad workout and you're not gonna feel as good as you would.
How about you, Kellen?
During the summer, it's kind of hard after practice to keep that water bottle with you and keep drinking. But after the workout, it's always important, even after a short run, it's important to replace what you lost during that run, and to even eat a little sugar and try and get your body back to where it was.
We spoke earlier with Colin and Austin. Have either of you had to run without shoes?
I have not. No, I've not had anything like that.
During my 7th grade or cross country season, last stretch of the state meet, I lost my shoe. Just didn't tie it well. I lost my shoe for the last 400 stretch of the state meet.
So you're kind of following in Austin's footsteps.
You're killing me, man. You're just
Okay.
So let's talk about the team aspect on it. I mean, even though you're running, it is a team sport, and try to explain how being a team and winning as a team happens.
They run fast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Come on, but still, though, I mean, it's. I know it's individual, but it's a team. So, I mean, how do you keep it a team sport?
Yeah, so like Colin said, running in a pack, the guy behind you, you're gonna hear his footsteps, and you're gonna be pushed harder, and that's how you're gonna run faster. Our 8th guy is just as important as our 7th guy. If you have a great 8th guy, you're gonna have a great 7th guy, great 7th guy, great 6th guy, and that's how you build a really good team bond and team strategy when you're racing.
Now, does the coach? I mean, are you in communication with the coach at some point of the race, or are you just on your own? Or are there not spotters, but are there people that let you know what's going on?
Sometimes we'll ask some of our teammates if they haven't raced yet. I'll be like, hey, can you be at the 2 mile? Tell me what my split is. And yeah, coaches will tell us to keep pushing, keep our eyes up, and just stuff like that.
It's always important to listen to the coaches. They know the best, and we always have teammates on the sidelines. It always helps to have others be there with you when you're struggling through a race. Even though it hurts, it's always good to finish and be back with that group.
Kellen, as a freshman coming to this Columbus North program, you know that it's a very solid program with a lot of history of success. How has it been for you with these teammates? You know, you're a freshman running on a very talented team.
So, I loved middle school cross. It was a family. We were all together, boys and girls. But in high school, it's changed a little bit, but it's even gotten a little closer. Just this team, we're family. We're brothers, and we show everything. We do everything together.
Well, that has certainly shown in your success this year. Best of luck to you guys in the regional and beyond.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job,
Jackson
guys.
Davis and Kellen Hoddle. We'll take a short break, and we're going to come back with our next team, the tennis team, playing in the state finals this weekend. Back in a minute from Bachetto's. Hi, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Down here at Bachetto's on the corner of 4th and Washington, we've got the Columbus Sports Corner. I'm Ted Rutan, our executive producer, Dean ONeal. It's a little chilly. And hey, cross-country guys, thanks and best of luck this weekend.
Yep. Good job, guys.
But now we are joined by 5 of the varsity tennis team going to the state finals, 21-0, ranked 3rd in the state. Congratulations, guys. First, I'll just start off right here to my left. Will King, a senior and a captain.
Yep. That's right.
So, Will, you play number 2 doubles, and your partner is Iman. Is that correct?
That's correct, and he's here too.
All right, great.
Yeah, I'm here.
And also Captain Adam Saad. Adam plays number 3 singles.
Correct.
All right. And let's see, we've also got Nathan Liu and Nathan Lynn and Matthew Liu.
Say hello.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Now let's go ahead and say whatever it is you want to say. But first off, getting to here, I'll just go right around with the captains to start with. What did it mean to beat Floyd Central there in that semi-state?
Oh, it meant a lot. We played Floyd earlier in the season, and they're a really good team. They're ranked 4th, and obviously we're 3rd, so it's going to be a really close matchup. And so we played them earlier in the season, and we were able to win 3-2 with a really close 1 doubles match. So just getting that win again this past match was really good for our team.
Well, I saw when it was the first match in the regular season was 3-2, but it was also a couple of 3-set matches, wasn't it? So you knew that was going to be a tough match.
Yeah, I think 4 of our 5 matches went into 3 sets, and yeah, it was really close.
Now, Adam, you guys are getting ready to play Westview. Do you know anything about Westview?
Yeah, they are unranked and undefeated, so...
Have you seen any of their players before, though, maybe in summer tournaments or any?
We have not seen any of their players. We got a scouting report today at practice, and we're projected to win. Relatively easy, but I mean we can never take anyone lightly because they got to state. So
yeah, they're undefeated. And they're going to state
undefeated.
finals.
You got to go in looking at that. Undefeated's undefeated.
Yeah, everyone at this point, top 8 is going to be a really good team. So they'll come out competitive. Should be a good one.
All right, let's go head down here.
Iman,
Yeah.
what has been your most fun moment this season in whether it's matches or a tournament?
I guess most fun moment, there's like a lot of them. Every match Will and I play, we always get like really hype.
This is correct.
And like every match is just like probably my favorite moment because just like the connection between us two and the chemistry.
Now, is this the first year that you guys have been paired together in doubles?
Yeah.
So did it take a little time to figure out your game, how your strengths matched up with each other?
Well, we started out the season playing together, but then our coach had like our number 8 player, Atharva Koot, like he matched me and Atharva together, and we played a couple matches, but then Will and I ended up playing together at the end.
Matthew.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most this week?
Well, I would say probably like Friday is one of the days I'm looking most forward to, particularly because like I think we have a chance to do better than we did last year when we lost in the quarterfinals. And we have a chance to, I think, to have a really go to semifinals and potentially have some sort of a possibility of going to the state finals. So I'm looking towards Friday as one of my most excited days.
And I do want to mention to everybody that is listening at home that it's Friday at noon at Carmel, correct?
Yeah, that's
and
correct.
then if you hopefully you get by Westview, then it'll be back at 10 o'clock on Saturday at North Central.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Had the chance to play at those courts, and it wasn't a very good day for me. Also, now let's hear from Nathan Lynn. Nathan, number 1 singles. Your record so far this year is what, 21-2?
Yes.
Somewhere around there?
Yeah. Well, I think some of the matches were like relatively hard, especially like 2 of them, because I knew like 2 of them I knew I was probably gonna lose because they were already like I know some of these players from tournaments in like the summer and stuff like that. And then there were also like some other close matches that like went into like 3 sets.
Well, obviously, if they're going 3 sets, and you're playing, and when you play number 1 singles, there could be a team that is not a very strong team, but they've got one guy that can play.
Yeah, I think that's what happened for Greenwood. I thought I wasn't gonna win, to be honest, because I've played him like several times before and I've lost all of them. So like winning that match made me like feel really proud because like I honestly didn't think I was gonna win. and it was like a really close one.
So do you know anything about the number one player from Westview? Having, when you guys, and again, any of you can speak on this. I know you all play tournaments in the summer and play a lot of people from other schools.
Like, I don't know. I personally haven't heard of him, like, in, like, the tennis world, but, like, our coach, Kendall Hamill, said that, like, he's second team All-State, so he's, like, a top 17 to 32 in the state for singles, yeah. That's all we know.
Okay, anybody can answer this. Who has the best serve on your team?
I'd like to answer that, and that is going to be Matthew Liu. Matthew has a great serve.
How did you get that serve, Matthew?
I think, everyone has to start somewhere, because I think that when I was first starting tennis, I didn't think my serve was really good. Relatively, when I started playing, I even lost to some of the players here, like Joey's not my doubles partner. I lost to him before, but like I think over the years, I once my coach, like, he taught me the technique, and then also sort of just like watching other tennis pros sort of serve, and then I just sort of mimic them, and then it's just like I just sort of analyze. I just do some sort of analysis, and I was like, well, in which way can I make it so that my serve is faster, powerful, and also I can hit the spots well. So
Basically, you put in a lot of effort on your serve.
Yeah, it's one of my main weapons, and it's really important for like doubles so that we can like have an advantage right from the start.
All right, Iman wants to jump in here.
He gets his big serve from his big squat.
This is correct. Iman and I have to go against Matthew's serve every day in practice, and it is very hard to return.
Have you clocked it?
Oh yeah, I think this fall I went to the Western Southern Open. I had a chance. I got 99 miles per hour, but like I feel like I could get I could clock over 100. Like,
get up, Matthew.
I think that I've obviously since that where the Western Southern Open was like sort of like the beginning of the season. So like I think as the season progressed, I just sort of figured out what works, what doesn't work, and I think I've been able to like make it clock it faster.
Adam, who's the best player at the net?
Honestly, I'd say Will is a big body up at the net. You got to be scared of Will. He's athletic. This is actually not his main sport. Basketball is his main sport, so he really dunks at the net, if you'd like to say. I'm honestly jealous sometimes because I put in much more work than Will does, but his volleys are much better than mine, and I'm really proud of what he's done this season.
Well, that's why he's playing doubles, right?
Yes, this is correct. I'm more of an athletic kid. I don't play a lot in the off season, but tennis is really fun. But I would say Nathan is really nice at the net too. He's got the fundamentals down, and I just like smacking balls over the fence. It's kind of fun.
Okay, Nathan, what's the best part of your game? Is it your return or from the baseline? What? You're the number one player with a great record. What's the best part of your game?
I'd probably say like hitting at the baseline and hitting ground strokes and like setting up my point. Yeah.
Who's the quickest player on the team?
That'd be me. This is correct. During conditioning, suicide sprints, miles, I always try to get first, show the coach what I'm all about, and I've been told several times that my change in direction is faster and I don't let too many balls get past me. So he runs a 4.40. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, well that's good for the NFL Combine, I guess. So any trickery underneath the legs? Big volley, anything like that?
Okay, well, I think Nathan is the best with the tricks, and Nathan and Matthew in the warm-ups, whenever they get to hit with each other, because normally I take Nathan for my own benefit, but whenever Nathan and Matthew get to hit in the warm-ups, they're always goofing around, hitting between the legs, no looks, drop shot, like everything. It's pretty funny to watch, honestly.
Well, obviously they have a good time. I mean, that's why you guys are you joking around, having a good time. That's part of it, right?
There's a lot of tweeners hit at practice, but we don't like that in the game because it's not always the best. Yeah, our coach doesn't like it.
Once you start, you start.
Speaking of your coach, Kendall Hamill could not be here tonight. I think he's having some voice issues right at the moment. But Kendall's been busy, and I know you guys obviously got to like your coach, and he's been a very successful coach for a long time. What would you like to say to Coach since he's not here tonight?
All right, Kendall, thanks for. Kendall actually called me about an hour and a half ago about this. So he forgot to tell us about this at practice. So thanks, Coach Kendall. We're going to get a dub on Friday for you.
Anybody else want to suck up to the coach?
Well, I don't need to suck up to my coach, but I feel like I don't give Kendall enough credit. He's a very respected coach in the whole state. I see his name everywhere on like all the websites about all the good coaches, and I guess I really never appreciate enough how good he is. He's taught me. I get really mad at practice sometimes, and he calms me down pretty well. So I'm really appreciative of him.
Good, you guys. Real quick, these guys too.
Well, I guess I think I can speak for our whole team and say that we want to win Friday, and then hopefully we can make it to Saturday, because right now I think he said that we're his third best career team. So then if we like win or do well against Carmel, we might have a chance of getting second in the state, which would be his first time ever. So I kind of think that all of us just want to like make him proud and like give some respect to him.
So you're looking for a win on Friday and at least one win on Saturday?
No, we're looking to win on Saturday. I think us versus Carmel Saturday morning will pretty much be the state final. Whoever wins that match will go on and have not an easy time in the finals, but they'll definitely win between us. So we're not taking this lightly. We're super excited given this opportunity to play the best in the state. And some of us went to practice with some of them in Indy over this summer, and they're really good, really nice people. So we'll just see what we can do.
Hey guys, congratulations again on the success you've had this year, and best of luck Friday. Beat Westview. Saturday, beat Carmel if it is in fact Carmel.
Yep. Yeah.
Hey, that's it too, man. That's a good place to stop too, right? State champs.
That would be fantastic.
Bring them back on.
The Columbus North boys tennis team. Congratulations and best of luck this weekend in the state finals.
Thank you for having us.
I'm Ted Rutan, and for our executive producer, Dino ONeal, thanks for joining us on the Columbus Sports Corner. Good luck, Bulldogs.
See you next week.